Creative Brain Candy by creators for creators.
So go.
I did. I thought maybe you were a nut. But you were excited.
I wish you'd stayed.
I wish I'd stayed too. Now I wish I'd stayed. I wish I'd done a lot of things. I wish I'd stayed. I do.
Well, I came back downstairs and you were gone.
I walked out the door.
Why?
I don't know. Felt like a scared little kid. I was like, it was above my head. I don't know.
You were scared?
Yeah. I thought you knew that about me. I ran back to the bonfire, trying to outrun my humiliation, I think.
Was it something I said?
Yeah. You said, so go. With such disdain, you know?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Jolie? What if you stayed this time?
I walked out the door. There's no memory left.
Come back and make up a goodbye at least. Let's pretend we had one. Bye, Joel.
I love you.
Maybe in one time.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week, we dive deep into our dreams to protect the memories that make us who we are. We review the film starring Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet. It's 2004's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But first, he's the Clash-loving hipster assistant to my ethically ambiguous memory-wiping doctor. It's James. How are you doing, James?
You know, as I sit here and listen to you droll on about this stupid fucking movie we had to watch, it hits me. Normally, I keep my wallet, on my nightstand or on top of the gun safe, somewhere where I can get to it as I'm getting ready to leave the bedroom to go out and about into the world. And I notice that it's now sitting at my computer desk because that's where I do all my shopping. I hate quarantine.
And he's the birdhouse building doorknob that can't keep a secret. It's Rob. How you doing, Rob?
I actually had to listen to that long-ass explanation for him being poo-poo about being inside.
You did.
So did everybody else.
Oh, my God. Hey, we saw Winslet panties.
Did you?
A couple of times. We
did. Yeah. They were.
Still not everything it's cracked up to be because I wouldn't draw her like one of my French girls.
How about a pod crawl? Anybody got any awards? Dude, we're skipping ahead. We're going to awards. Let's do this.
Just end this now.
Yeah.
So I take it you guys didn't really like the...
Oh, no, we'll talk about it later. First, we've got some pimping we have to do, don't we?
Yes. All right, let's see what's going on around CBC this week. Up on BGA this Thursday, which will be tomorrow, which is the day after this drops. They are going to be reviewing Ori and Will of the Wisps, and then probably getting a subscription for Zoloft after that, because I hear that that's a really depressing game. I think Drunkonomics is on a hiatus this week. They're taking a week off. What's happening over at Simply Stogies there, James?
The day this releases is the same day that the next episode of Simply Stogies releases, where I will be reviewing the McAuliffe to be named Maduro. Spoiler, it's actually pretty damn good. Also, I'll probably be talking about some stuff in quarantine. Shop at your local mom and pop shops, that kind of stuff. Support local where you can, when you can, however you can. And I'll try not to be depressed while I'm talking about all of that. Also, there'll be a new review up on simplystogies.com. The same one, McAuliffe to be named Maduro. It will be in written form and probably not nearly as good as what Mike used to do. But you know what? I never said I was a good reviewer. My palate is shit. Welcome to Simply Stogies.
Welcome to Simply Stogies. Yeah, well, if you want to fight depression, don't play Ori and Will of the Wisp. So.
No, I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I've got to say, Jason, it's amazing. We may need to call Crowley back in to go on BGA and talk about that game.
Oh, yeah. I'm playing it too. It is amazing, and yeah, I'm all up for that. So let's get him on the phone.
Are you painting, Rob?
No.
Are you building birdhouses?
No.
What are you doing?
Sitting here listening to you guys. What are you doing?
I thought you were cooking.
I don't have anything going on right now. I only cook during the week.
Oh,
and if you want to see that, you have to get on our Discord channel, where I put the latest and greatest recipes that the internet has to offer me.
You didn't even post a recipe at one point. It was just one of these ice cream cones has chocolate ice cream, and the other ice cream cone has refried beans. Please figure it the fuck out.
No, red
because
beans.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you want to check out Rob's Cooking with Rob recipes, it's on our Discord server. To get to our Discord server, you can go to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord, and that will link you up to our Discord server. Rob, you got any news for us today?
I do. You ready?
I was hoping he would say, no, I don't.
I thought about it. I really thought about it. So Uranus, the planet, not your butt, has started to leak gas, which is really funny.
Like your butt.
Yeah. It says Uranus has started leaking gas. It's like, I can't make these headlines up. Anyway, so Voyager 2, they were going through some old data from Voyager 2, and come to find out, basically, the atmosphere is getting sucked right out into space, and there's pockets of gas out there.
Why were they going through old data? Are they in quarantine as well and just bored as shit?
They got nothing to do. Yeah,
I don't understand why they're doing that.
I don't know. They just were going back through old data, looking at it more in detail. I guess Voyager 2 is out there in the cosmos. So there's not much. What it like reports home like.
Are they going to reread all of the data now?
Well, they probably, I mean, Voyager 2 is a really old satellite, and they've probably got a ton of data from Voyager 2 that they may not have had the computing capacity to look at in totality until maybe recently. So now that...
Why would they make instruments that would send back data that we're incapable of processing?
It's not that we're incapable of processing. It's just that we're incapable of processing it within a timely fashion. And, other things may take priority that kind of put that on the back burner.
Okay. So when was this data? When did they collect this data at first, Rob?
Yes, I do. The buried data was collected back in 1986. And so they went through a plasmoid is what they called it.
Okay. So it's plasmoid. Is that like a hemorrhoid in space?
It is.
Well, since we're talking about Uranus
has hemorrhoids. Yeah, space hemorrhoids.
They're called plasmoids. Yeah. Is it possible then that Uranus no longer has an atmosphere? That it is now gasless?
I don't think it was.
You don't know me, Jason. You don't know.
Well, since
Where's your science degree?
Uranus is a gas giant and it still exists.
Uranus. Say it right.
Okay, sorry. Since Uranus is a gas giant.
There you go. Thank you.
And it still exists, I'm going to guess Uranus. It still has atmosphere.
You're the only motherfucker on this planet that calls it Uranus. You're it, because you're like you're trying to be above schoolboy humor.
He's trying. He is.
Look, we're gonna bring you back down to it every time. It's your fucking anus. Okay, that is the name of that planet.
Yeah. All right. Let's not dwell on this too much, but I figured I'd just throw it out there. We Got This Covered has heard from the same sources that basically told them that a Captain Pike series was in the works, which is now. They heard that, CBS is entertaining a Janeway spinoff.
I read that. Yeah, I don't want that. Please, CBS, if you're listening to this, and I know you are because we covered Picard beautifully, wonderfully, better than that fucking hack Will Wheaton every week. So you should just have us on.
And they
next
quit
year.
listening.
Let's not do this. Let's not go down this road. There's no coffee in that there nebula. Nobody gives a shit what she's doing anymore. Let Janeway keep doing whatever the fuck she was doing on Orange is the New Black, and let's just all move on with our lives.
Yeah, I don't want to see a fucking Janeway show.
I don't want to see. To be fair, I don't want to see a Captain Sisko show either.
I don't know that there's
Jake
another
Sisko show.
I don't know if there's another Starfleet captain that I want to see a show focused around.
I would watch a
that
serial.
you know of yet.
I would watch a serial Worf show. If they did, like the next generation or the newer generation or whatever the fuck they want to call it, and it's Worf
The tomorrow generation.
Yeah, like on board,
Future
the old and decrepit Enterprise E now, and I would watch that.
Somebody has to get out and push.
Yeah.
Well, but
Like,
I was talking.
That's why Will Wheaton's back in Starfleet. Fucking, hey Wesley, get in the back and fucking push this hunk of junk. Fucking gut. Let's go.
Right. I was talking previous captains. I mean, captains that had already been captains. I would love to see Worf as a captain because he would be a new captain. I don't know that I want to see a Pike show either. And in fact, I think they're coming up with one.
Yeah. Were you not listening to what I said a minute ago, where we confirmed that there was a Pike show coming out?
Yeah.
So I'm again.
You weren't listening to my news at all.
I'm not.
No.
I'm going to tell you this again, Jason, for the 17th time. Anson Mount as Captain Christopher Pike is amazing. I know you don't like Discovery. I don't watch shit shows, but you said the same thing about Rick and Morty, and now you like Rick and Morty. I am telling you.
I never said that Rick and Morty was a shit show. I've never seen it.
He says that, yet he watched The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I know, and that is a shit show.
It's not a shit show.
He's contradicting himself.
Oh, my God.
He made us watch Metropolis.
I know. So, I got two more.
Well,
you ready?
Load them up. Let's go.
I don't know.
To introduce you?
I was waiting to see if we were going to say something else about Janeway.
Were you waiting for an Imperial March to start?
Speaking of Imperial March, somebody animated Colin Trevorrow's Star Wars script. You can go check it out on YouTube.
Again,
wait, what?
Not to beat a dead horse here, but I don't watch shit shows.
Yeah.
Colin Trevorrow's Star Wars script.
He was the original director for Episode 9.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So somebody animated.
Did he have his own script?
Yes.
Yeah, they had already done a script and everything, and then JJ threw it out the window because fucknuts totally ignored
everything that he set up in 7.
Yeah.
And so I guess Colin Trevorrow's script was a continuation of Rian Johnson's vision?
Yeah, like I said, I don't watch shit shows.
Are people saying this is good, the animation or the animated script?
It divides the fandom, which is why I refuse to watch it.
I don't think anything doesn't divide the fandom at this point.
Well, that's probably true. Quarantine, maybe. I think everybody hates quarantine at this point. I think at first everyone's like, I don't got to go to work unless you're essential. And apparently IT is essential. I didn't know you couldn't do IT from not work, Rob. You can't do IT while you're at work. Yeah, I have zero desire to watch it. Rian Johnson's shit show of 8 was a shit show. If you liked 8, you'll probably like this shit show because you like that shit show. I didn't like that shit show, so I won't watch this shit show. And I just really like to say shit show.
Say it one more time.
Rob's cooking show.
Nice.
Is awesome.
What else you got, Rob?
All right. The last thing I got is some dude that I don't care about has done some new math theories that suggest time travel is impossible. I don't care. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Look, we discussed this last week.
Nope.
Okay.
It is.
Germans.
It's Nazis. Space
Nazis are fucking time travelers.
Yep. Moving on.
God, you two are so
Pod crawl.
dumb.
Pod crawl.
Let's do a pod crawl.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
To sleep, perchance to dream. And then forget the last 2 years because of a bad breakup. Joel wakes up dressed in strange pajamas and soon discovers some asshole has dicked up his car. It's Valentine's Day, and he's recently single, so instead of going into work he decides to head to the beach. At Montauk, instead of time traveling, he meets a girl who seems about half batshit crazy and they go back and forth about how nice they aren't. Clementine is the exact opposite of Joel, which by their powers combined they form the superhero, bipolar, and on a whim Clementine drags Joel out to lay on the frozen Fox River. They head back and Clementine invites herself to stay over at Joel's place. Flashback to a few weeks before, and Joel has broken up with Clementine. What? He went to patch things up with a gaudy bauble, but she acts like she doesn't know him, and besides, she's into hobbits now so he's far too tall for her. He's venting to his sister who is married to Rob, a doorknob birdhouse craftsman. Look for the biographical sequel coming soon, I Am Sad is The Life and Times of a Doorknob, starring David Cross reprising his role as Rob. Where was I? Oh right, Joel learns that Clem has erased him from her memory, so in a fit of revenge, he decides to do the same. This involves gathering up all the things that relate to her and their time together, shoving them in trash bags, and then getting an MRI while strolling down memory lane. Next, a couple weed-smoking hipsters, one who happens to be a creepy hobbit, will break into your place while you're in a coma, hook up a colander to your head with a bunch of wires, hook it up to a 1980s TV and start playing Dig Dug with your memories while raiding your fridge and liquor cabinet. Oh, and they will also have sex on you. While Joel is dreaming and having his memories wiped, he realizes he's in a dream and then remembers what's happening. During his lucid dreaming state, he starts to hear echoes of the outside world, and reflecting on his time with Clementine through his dreameries, realizes he doesn't want to erase his past with her. This starts a manic struggle to protect Dream Clem from erasure as well as coming to terms and the acceptance of the flaws that contributed to them breaking up. He manages to shake the dream catcher for a bit, digging deep into some early childhood memories and a particularly vivid memory of him jacking it to some anthropomorphized dog people he drew and then getting walked in on by his mom. Hey, no judgment. Ultimately, though, the dream warriors prevail, and Clementine is wiped from Joel's memory. Which makes it super awkward when Clementine comes back to the car after grabbing her toothbrush and mail. She was mailed a package that has her I Hate Joel mixtape in it, but she doesn't remember making it so she pops it in the tape deck while they drive back to Joel's house. It's here they learn that they know each other, they've been together for the last 2 years, and she finds him insufferingly boring. Joel tells her to beat feet, he's having none of this shit, and heads home to find his own mixtape waiting. Clem comes over to apologize and hears Joel's past feelings about her. When the truth hits a little too close to home, she bails, but Joel stops her saying that despite the flaws, it's worth trying it again, and roll frolicking on a snow-covered beach in Montauk, presumably in another time because that's where time travel happens. Credits.
Okay, so I understand that you two, probably want to shit all over this movie because it's not flashy lights, spaceships, and lasers. So let's get that out of the way. What?
You mispronounced good. It's not good. This movie is terrible.
So I didn't think
let's get the poo-pooing out of the way. You got 10 minutes, shit all over it, and then we'll get to the actual meat of what this movie's about.
Wow. This is different, Rob. I don't know if I like it. I want to shit on it the whole time.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I will say that it was, I wouldn't consider it terrible. I wouldn't say that it is something that I would actively go out and watch. It was very artsy fartsy, and I'm not artsy fartsy.
What do you mean by artsy fartsy?
It was just artsy fartsy.
Well, I mean, can you explain what artsy fartsy means to you in terms of cinema?
So just kind of the high concept, brain crap not the brain crap, but the memories and the.
I had to think.
I have to think. No, the high concept memory stuff and alluding to all of it and then going through it. And I was kind of immediately turned off just due to the fact the way they decided to shoot the beginning of the movie where the camera was shaking around.
Okay.
The camera didn't stay still. And to me, it was kind of like, okay, why are we doing this on a camcorder?
I didn't. I will agree with him, and I'll try to.
And then it eventually stabilized, and it was fine.
I'll try to make this more. I'll try to use real words.
Shut your fucking head.
To describe this, it's very noir. The way it's directed, the music behind it, it's very progressive. It's very out of the box. It is not mainstream. It is not things that you would typically see when you turn on the TV. It's just not. I didn't care for that at all. I thought that it was over the top. When you're dealing with this kind of subject matter, which, to be honest, I liked the subject matter. It really goes to the heart of what makes you, like your essence. Is it the memories? Is it your experience, or are you who you are? It doesn't matter. And is there fate? Are you destined to do certain things? Are you destined to be with somebody? So it deals with all these heady, philosophical, and even possibly theological issues that I don't mind. What I minded was the way it was shot, the way it was the music in the background. I didn't care for that at all. I thought it was trying to be something it shouldn't be. I know that this is sci-fi, but this is about as sci-fi as 11/22/63. Which is to say
no.
Sci-fi.
No,
we'll get to that, Rob. We'll get to that. Look at the end of the show. He's going to ask me.
He is, and you're going to say exactly what I think you're going to say.
You know what I'm going to say.
Because that is one of my issues, and we can talk about that later.
This is medical fiction.
Okay? Yeah.
That's what this is. There's no mad scientist bullshit. This is all theoretical medicine, and that this guy's figured out. Here's the way I looked at it. You could have the exact same movie, take out the fact that there was a memory wiping machine, and it would still have the same message.
No, because the whole premise was memory wiping.
No.
Well, right, but you could put in something sci-fi there.
It was a fucking love story.
That's what this was. This
romance.
This is a rom dramedy.
You look at IMDb and it says drama, romance. Oh yeah, I guess sci-fi.
Okay, you realize that you can have cross-genre movies, right? I mean,
but yes, that was it was a very thin thread of sci-fi.
What are you talking about?
Thin.
Memory removal?
Thin.
It's one of the main fucking themes of the goddamn movie.
This is medical fiction.
Okay,
science fiction.
medical fiction. Medicine is a branch of science.
Not holistic medicine.
Oh, for fuck's sake. There was no holistic medicine in this fucking movie.
I want
to see this guy's fucking medical license. That's what I want to see. Okay, because this whole fucking thing seems very shady from the start. Okay, very unethical.
That's one of my questions that we'll get to.
So the way it was filmed was very artsy. It tried to be something it wasn't. If this would have stuck to romantic comedy, romantic dramedy, if you will, a rom dramedy, it probably would have been fine and I would have been okay with it. But it was filmed like somebody just out of fucking art school had some kind of idea and it just fell flat. The whole movie fell flat. In fact, the movie's a waste of fucking time. Spoiler, they get together at the end. So that makes the whole 1 hour and 37 minutes up to the last 10 minutes of the movie fucking moot.
Dude, they got back together. They were getting back together 17 minutes into the movie.
I know, but it's not filmed. It's filmed in an artsy way.
They weren't getting back together at the very beginning of the movie.
I get that.
That's what I'm saying.
It starts with here's where we are, and then it transitions with no warning into here's where we were.
Now try to figure out where you're at.
Now try to figure out where it's at. It tries to be
I
Twin
equate
Peaks,
this,
and it's not.
So
I equate
it does
this
have
to.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I equate this to a poor man's Inception.
Well, it's
a poor man's Twin Peaks.
So no, this was developed long before Inception.
I know,
Now,
it's a poor man's Inception.
One of the
Christopher Nolan did it better.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Memento?
Yes.
Okay, so that was Christopher Nolan's first mindfuck.
That was good.
That was good.
And that came out shortly before this movie did. And that was one of Gondry's...
More sci-fi.
It is not sci-fi. That is...
You don't know.
Yes, I do. I've seen the fucking movie, you moron.
You need to ask me at the end of the show. I'll tell you.
That was one of Gondry's concerns. Gondry is the director of the movie. That was one of Gondry's concerns, was that the non-linear storytelling may have been equated to Memento, because that had happened first, and he didn't want to feel like it or make it perceived that he was trying to rip off Memento. I think that the two movies are polar opposites because of the way that Memento starts at the end and then runs back to the beginning. This kind of starts at the end, but then goes from front to back. It's more of a Pulp Fiction type non-linear storytelling than Memento.
Actually, it was more back to front because his most recent memories were erased first.
Well, so in his mind, yes, they went back to front, but in the actual real world, it went ending and then beginning to ending. Because it showed him talking to his sister and brother-in-law and realizing that Clementine had wiped him from her memory, and then him going to get the same procedure done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would never go to that place.
I was going to ask this question later, but since we're on the topic of the doctor, my question is it even ethical to wipe someone's bad memories, even if they want it, even if they desire that?
No, I don't think it is. And again, this goes to that philosophical question that ultimately this movie tries to ask. What makes you who you are? And honestly, it is the experiences that you go through. And if you believe in a God, and you believe that God is all powerful, or if you believe in fate and that you are destined, or you believe in predestination, it doesn't matter. Unless you believe that it's all chaos and nothing really matters. There's two ways to look at it, right? So if you believe the first, you're made up, who you are as an individual is made up from your experiences. And those experiences are based on your memory. And through time, your memory may become distorted. You may look into the past through rose-colored glasses, as they say. So certainly your experiences make you who you are from the moment you are born, which is, they kind of touch on that too in the sink, being bathed in the sink scene, all the way through to the present day, where you are. Yeah, where you are at in the space-time continuum at that at this moment, and now this moment, and now this moment. The other way to look at it is that there's nothing in control. And so if there's nothing in control, you are in control of your own destiny. If you are in control of your own destiny, you can choose to ignore your experiences and be something you're not.
I don't know. I don't know that the experiences and lack of predestination are mutually exclusive. I think you can be shaped by your experiences and your memories and the things that happen to you without having some sort of fate or predestination assigned to it.
You might be right. Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. Again, I think you can choose to look at it how you want to look at it, I guess. And I don't know that there's a right answer. Philosophers and theologians have been asking these kinds of questions for millennia.
Sure.
And for the next millennia, they'll be asking these same questions. The problem that I have with this movie is the way that it looked at it and the way that it shot it. I think they're great questions to ask. I think that, especially in today's society, we all have a ton of time on our hands. Maybe we should do a little introspection and try to figure that out ourselves.
Yeah, and I thought that was one of the things that the movie did really well, especially going backwards through his dream sequences, was him reflecting through the loss of his memories, through his dreams of Clementine, him reflecting on his relationship with Clementine and kind of getting some therapy through that, because as you notice when he got earlier and earlier into his relationship with Clementine, she became two characters. She became the Clementine that he remembered through his memories, but then she almost became kind of a counselor of sorts, where he was able to work through his personality issues, or her personality issues that he saw from her, to realize that, yeah, she's flawed and there are some things that she does that really annoys the piss out of him, but he was worse off without her, I think, is what he realized in the end.
Yeah, I think not only did he change his opinion of her through his memories, but he also changed his opinion of himself through those memories. And what was interesting to me is that didn't happen until he was getting further and further away from the most recent memories.
Yeah, because he, I think, had seen the change that she had brought about in him.
I think we're looking at this. I think we're looking at this in a really weird way, because we're looking at this. We're looking at this as the memories that he is remembering are 100% accurate.
And your memories are typically
not
either not accurate, but I'm saying you remember the extremes more than the details.
Well, yeah, and they explain that in the movie. Every memory has an emotional core, and that's what they're not actually wiping the memory. They're wiping that emotional core that's attached to the memory, and then as he dreams, that memory fades away, and so by the time he wakes up, it's gone.
But it was the details of the memory that he was interacting with that I kind of had an issue with. Because if you're wanting to get rid of the emotional core and the emotion that's attached to it, I certainly understand that. But then how does that erase the entire memory? If you were able to go into my memory and erase the emotional core of a memory, let's just say my first girlfriend, right? And you erase that emotional core, how does that erase the whole memory of her? It would wouldn't that just erase the attachment that you felt and the emotion that you felt?
No.
Yeah, you're no longer cheating on your wife because you want to go out with Christina.
No, and there's actually some evidence to support that in psychology. The more intense of an emotion that's attached to a memory, the longer and more vividly you remember that memory. That's why PTSD is such a pain to those who experience PTSD, is because that fear and that dread that's attached to those memories makes those memories so vivid that they relive it over and over again whenever something triggers those memories.
Okay, but the memory would, like, not to quote Metallica, but the memory would remain.
Well, the memory does remain, but what they're doing is they're erasing that emotional core. So if you erase that fear, there's nothing to attach
but you still have the memory of that person. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can erase the memory or the emotion attached to Clementine, and you can probably do that without having to actually erase the memory, because you're just erasing the emotional core. So their memory would remain.
She just becomes somebody that he knew, not, oh, I used to love her with all my heart.
Not necessarily, because, I mean, if you don't have anything to anchor that memory, then why would that memory not fade away? I mean, you've got tons. I remember all
kinds of stupid shit.
Yeah,
that I have zero emotional attachment.
You think you have zero emotional attachment to
Christina Hendricks.
Oh my God, I have a physical attachment and reaction to Christina Hendricks and Jerry Ryan.
And this is all. I mean, this is a movie, so they had to establish a premise at the beginning of the movie. I'm not saying this is a fucking scientific documentary.
No, I know. I'm trying to understand the movie in a way that makes me go, okay, it's not that bad. But I'm still having a hard time getting over the way it was shot, the way it was some of the dialogue,
the way it was shot,
some of the characters,
yeah,
some of the music.
So
fucking Jim Carrey as a person, fucking Kate Winslet let Leo die. I mean, I'm trying to not.
There was enough room on that door.
There was enough room on that motherfucking door.
I would have spooned the shit out of her and held on with my dick in her butt.
I would have pushed her off because she's an attractive woman. She's a handsome woman. But she's no Christina Hendricks or Jerry Ryan. I would have been like, you know what?
But back,
push you off.
I don't know.
Before or after you took the necklace back?
So Michael Gondry.
No, that necklace is coming with me, motherfucker. I'm pawning that shit as soon as I get to shore.
Yeah, Michael Gondry is the person who directed this movie. So the Michael Gondry, he's
who?
He's a French director that started out his career doing music videos.
Look, I don't think cheese-eating surrender monkeys should be allowed to film anything.
Really?
anymore.
You don't like Luc Besson?
Who?
Oh, my God. Luc Besson. I know you know who Luc Besson is, or you've seen his movies. Not.
Who is Luc Besson? Name a movie he's done.
La Femme Nikita. He did...
Nope. I know what La Femme Nikita is. Never watched it.
He did that one with Scarlett Johansson not too long ago. What was that?
Lucy.
Lucy, yes, Lucy.
I know what that is. Never seen it.
Lucy was actually pretty decent.
And I think it's on the list.
There's a reason there's a whole genre called French noir.
This is not French noir.
This is tiptoeing that line.
No, it's not even close.
Whatever. It was too noir for me.
What do you think noir is?
Something
black
weird,
and white,
fucking stupid. Look, this movie would have been 100 times better if Michael Bay had fucking had some explosions in it. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, that's funny.
Kate Winslet's character, played by Megan Fox.
Leon the Professional. I know you've seen that.
Oh, The Professional?
Yes, he did that.
Is that Luc Besson?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to talk about The Professional. It's just
he also did The Fifth Element.
That's a great movie.
Yes.
That's a masterpiece.
But that's not who did this movie.
That's not who did this. I want to be Rob's right. That's not who did this fucking piece of shit.
I'm just saying, you do like a French director.
Look, cheese-eating surrender monkeys get stuff right every once in a while. I mean, come on. They're really good at cheese. They're really good at wine. They're really good at surrendering. There's shit that they're good at. Filmmaking, not so much.
No, I liked the visuals in this film. I thought they framed the scenes super well, especially the dream sequences. The way that they did the dream sequences, I mean, it looked like a dream. It looked like he was in a dream. The way they did the vignettes with the kind of spotlight whenever he was looking around the doctor's office, the way they blurred out faces, the way they started taking away visual text, which you actually can't read in a dream. You can't actually read in a dream, so they shouldn't have had any text at all. But
first hour of this movie sucks balls. The second 47 minutes of this movie is not all that terrible. And because of what you're talking about now, the last 47 minutes of this movie, minus the 10 minutes of the actual end. So 37 minutes of this movie where faces are getting blurred and things in his dream world are falling apart, and he's literally almost turns into a Michael Bay action movie, sans fucking explosions, where he's trying to pull her into other memories and trying to hide her and hold on to her as tightly as he can mentally, I think is really good. I like that. But the whole setup and the music that accompanies those action scenes, for lack of a better word, it ruined it for me.
You didn't like the music?
Absolutely ruined it. No.
What was wrong with the music?
It was terrible.
How so?
It wasn't. It was very progressive. It was very outside the box kind of music. I hated it.
I thought it had a very insubstantial kind of dreamlike quality. I thought they nailed the music.
Do you?
I especially like
dreams, Jason.
Sometimes.
What kind of fucking weird ass dreams do you have?
I especially like Beck's cover of Everybody's Got to Learn Sometime.
Of course you do.
I will say that I have had a dream at one point in time where it was the same song over and over and over.
And what song was that, Rob? I don't know why I'm asking this stupid question, because I know I'm going to get a dumbass answer. But why?
It was Halsey.
She's
it was
hot,
really
though.
bad. Yes. It was. I don't remember which one it was.
Okay, I don't ever
But
hear
it was
music in my
Halsey.
dreams. There's
Yeah.
no Bomb Chicka Wawa. There's no music in dreams. Number one, but I know why they have to put music in a movie. I get it. It adds to the scene. But this detracts to the scenes for me. It pulls me out of it. And I'm just like, this is dumb. I was already not a fan of the first half of the movie. And then they start throwing this kind of shit in. And you're just like, fuck, why? It tries to be pretentious and it fails at being pretentious. That's why I hate this movie. If it could have succeeded at being pretentious, I would just hate the movie because it's pretentious. This tries, it reaches for pretension. Is that a word? It is now. And it falls short. It fails.
What about this movie makes you think it's trying to be pretentious?
Because it's dealing with these issues, these questions that have been asked for millennia.
But that's what
and
art
does.
does.
It does it in the box of a romantic dramedy. It is silly. It is dumb. It tries to ask these hard-hitting, deep-thinking questions with Jim fucking Carrey as the lead.
But it's funny enough that it made you actually
it's not.
think about those questions and come up with explanations.
It made me think about these questions for two reasons. One, you made me watch this shit show of a movie, and I had nothing better to do except sit there and smoke an Illusione Epernay that didn't help this movie, by the way. And I have a podcast to do with you two morons about this fucking shit show of a movie. It's the only reason I went, okay, so what am I going to talk about? Because I can't just shit on this movie for an hour. I mean, I could. I absolutely could. And I'm trying my best to do so right now. But that's the only reason I even started looking at this movie going, what is this movie about? And why is it about it? Because this movie's stupid. What is he trying to say? Because he's trying to say something and he's talking another language. It's obviously the language he's speaking is French. And I don't speak surrender monkey.
So I think he's trying to say a couple of different things here. I think he's trying to say that, yes, our memories and our experiences shape the people that we are. And that, even you can wipe your memory of traumatic experiences, like a traumatic 2-year breakup, but you might end up, doing the same thing over again, which kind of goes to, that quote, those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. Bonus points if either of you can tell me who said that without looking it up. No, that's not Nietzsche.
Was it Nietzsche?
Isn't that what she said?
No.
But no, that's not what she said. Did you watch this movie or were you just like kind of half-assing it?
What do you think?
I'm going to...
George Santayana.
Who?
What was the quote that Kirsten, Mary Jane was doing?
Something about ignorance is bliss is basically
that's right.
what she said. That is the Nietzsche. That's right. That was his thing,
Nietzsche.
basically. God is dead and ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
And I think he's also trying to say that, those that can't remember the past are condemned to repeat it. They didn't remember each other, and they still got drawn back to one another.
I disagree with that vehemently. I do not think that that's what he was trying to say. I think what he was trying to say is that sometimes in life, things are destined to happen.
Do you think if they
sometimes in life, it doesn't matter what you do or how hard you fight against something, sometimes it's just destined to be.
I don't think so. I think if they hadn't gotten their memories wiped, I don't think they would have ended up back together.
I think that if they would have not got their memories wiped,
maybe
they
later
would have.
Yeah,
Here's the
eventually.
thing. Here's the thing with every relationship that ends up being that contentious. And that relationship ended up being that contentious because he tells her, you try to get people to like you by fucking them. Like, you don't say that to somebody unless you're in a relationship with them that is very contentious. Or, I'm saying.
No, I don't think that's true at all. I think that people say a lot of things to get back at somebody who's hurt them deeply because some of the things that she had said to him before pissed him off and he was trying to get back to her. I don't think he necessarily meant it 100%. He may have just kind of, pulled that out as a weapon to hurt her.
But everybody does that in every relationship.
Yes.
Ever. In the history of ever.
Sure.
People say shit they don't mean.
Yeah.
Shut your whore mouth.
But
you mean
it
that.
came to a point where
I
they
do.
split up just because they.
They didn't even split up.
Yes, they
She
did.
just went and got her memory wiped.
No, they split up
She
and
didn't-
then she got her memory wiped.
Yeah, yeah. They
Bought her
did
It
break.
was like 3. Oh, wait. It was 3 days before Valentine's Day.
He was
Yeah, and
going
he
to
got
make
a-
up. He was going to try and get them back together. He bought
Wait a
that
minute.
bauble.
No, they didn't. They didn't
No.
split up. She went
She
and got
just-
her. Yeah, because she went and got her memory wiped, and he made the comment. He goes, "I went to her job and tried to say I'm sorry, and she acted like she didn't
Yes,
even know
they
me."
had broken up.
No,
he
they
just
hadn't
went to
broken
apologize
up.
over the fight.
Yeah,
It wasn't over the
She
fight.
may have
They had
grabbed
already
all of her
split.
shit. She may
No.
have grabbed all of her shit
I don't
because
think
she
so.
did. She grabbed it all. You see it in the memory. She grabs her coat, her toothbrush, and all the shit that she had that she wanted to take with her. And she's like, I'm not coming back. That's not really breaking up. That's a fight. And after the fight, she was so mad about what he said about her just fucking to make friends. She went and got her memory wiped because she didn't want to remember it because his words hurt her.
They had
And she
already
didn't want to remember
separated.
anymore.
He said that
No.
he had been in a relationship for 2 years and that they had split.
I disagree.
Okay.
I am under the impression that he was trying to make up and say I'm sorry, and yeah, then he found out that how can somebody like that do that?
I agree with Rob here. I think that's exactly what happened. And when he did that, he was sideswiped, lambasted, shocked, ambushed. That
Yeah, because
she was
he
just
bought that little that necklace for her.
Is that
and
pocket
put
the Sora's working for you there?
yeah, it's awesome. It sounds. Are you sure it's the pocket thesaurus? I thought it was word of the day toilet paper.
wait. They have that because I might need some toilet paper here pretty soon.
Running low.
No,
But-
I
but,
ordered
you know,
it
he-
today to make it last that much longer.
Nice, a hose and a jet.
Oh yeah, no, this is redneck
Jet
bidet, man.
attached,
I'm just
yeah.
running the garden hose from the back into the bathroom.
Yeah. But he bought that necklace and then wrote "I'm sorry" on the card. That
Yes,
he was gonna
because
give
they
her.
Saying
did
he was
have a
sorry for
fight,
what
but
he
that's
said.
what caused them to split up.
That wasn't a split. It was a fight.
It was a fight,
He
and she
was
walked
ambushed
out
by the whole thing. Yeah,
because I don't
No.
think they were. The way it looked like they weren't even like living in the same house. They each had their own.
She had been living with them for almost 2
No.
years.
No, but no.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't living with them. I think they were cohabitating at each other's house at some point from time to time.
Okay.
I think she had a place and he
Potato,
had a place.
potato.
more like
Yeah,
tomato, potato.
more like carrot and onion. Just keep going. It doesn't.
Carrot and onion. What are you making a fucking mirepoix?
Soup. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
All he needs is the celery.
Right?
Holy
Cooking with rub.
He's going right now. He's going, what's a mirepoix?
Hold on.
Mirepoix.
How do you spell that?
Oh my God.
M-I-E-R-S.
You know what? Just use the Holy Trinity. Okay. You're close enough to Louisiana. Just use the Holy Trinity. All right. Move on.
No, the Holy Trinity is something different.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, just use that.
He's
instead of
saying I'm
mirepoix, you're fine.
close enough to I'm close enough to Louisiana. Just do that.
Yeah. That way you're not having to try to spell mirepoix. Those French, those fucking surrender
Wait a
monkeys
minute.
and their
Why?
fucking words.
Yeah. Why are you using words from the French
Because
language?
I cook, unlike some people who just order Hello Fresh. Okay, I actually
Fresh.
cook. That's just baking. That's all Hello Fresh is. You're following goddamn directions.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
You're not cooking. Yeah, this movie
we're
sucked.
done?
It's a fucking
Awesome.
terrible movie. Terrible. It asks great questions that everybody should spend some time in some self-reflection and some inner thoughts trying to figure out. But don't do it because you watched this fucking movie. We watched it for you, so you don't have to.
No, this movie is a great movie. I highly recommend watching this movie, and
All right,
so
all
does
right.
the vast majority of people who have seen this movie.
It's
So,
got
All right, so hold on.
93% on fucking Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes.
I don't understand it. Fucking Star Wars fans can't fucking come to a consensus about fucking episode 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
but they can come to a consensus on this movie.
Yeah, apparently the world is insane. That's what
This
I
is
get
what I
from
want to
this.
know, though. Okay, so this was dealer's choice, right? We started with James, and Idiocracy,
A
which I
great
understand.
movie. Yeah,
It
great.
is decidedly.
Rob understands Idiocracy.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I understand it was chosen. It was sci-fi. There was time travel involved. There were future stuff. I understand that. I chose Wing Commander solely to get back at James because it had Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, you did.
Knowing full well that this movie sucked. Why this one? Of all the movies out there, why this one?
Because
James?
it's one of my favorite movies. We haven't reviewed it yet, and it's sci-fi.
That's yet to be determined.
Get me there. You get me there. It is not.
How is it not sci-fi?
It's not sci-fi.
It's not
It
sci-fi.
is
not even
dealing
close.
with
Sci-fi.
theoretical medicine.
Not sci-fi.
Not sci-fi.
Not sci-fi.
It is sci-fi. I don't know what the fuck your definition of sci-fi, but not all sci-fi has to be spaceships, lasers, and flashy lights.
From now on, my definition of sci-fi is this. Not this fucking movie.
So for me, if it's going to be sci-fi, it's got to have a few extra elements to it. This, like I said before,
Like what?
This entire movie could have still been done, even if it wasn't okay.
How?
Take out the losing memory thing and change it to like Alzheimer's or something like that. Where they're losing their memory. You could have gotten the same thing through it, or take it as they are going crazy and trying to remember who they are. Amnesia or something like that.
Different movies with different themes. Those are different
Amnesia
movies
would have
with
done the
different
same
things
thing.
because they didn't choose to do that. They didn't choose to have amnesia. They didn't choose to have Alzheimer's.
Look, this is a medical condition for some people that they can't remember long term or they can't remember short term. So no, this is absolutely
that is a
not
different movie.
Sci-fi. No, it is not. It is the same movie that asks the same questions.
No, it's
just
not.
different set of circumstances. This is not sci-fi. Look, you ask me the question. Ask me. Ask me. Ask me.
James,
I don't want to ask.
What I want to
now.
know is this more sci-fi than 11/22/63?
No, fucking, at least there was a magical fucking closet that fucking took you into the past. Here, there's nothing. There's what? There's a fucking pill that makes you fucking fall asleep and not feel shit, but then you can wake yourself up if you're Jim fucking Carrey because you're batshit crazy? No, this fucking isn't sci-fi. This is medical fiction, the fucking romantic comedy, dramedy fucking bullshit that tries to be pretentious, falls flat. This is not more sci-fi than 11/22/63. At least there.
Shit, I'm crying over here. Oh my God, I'm laughing so hard. That is awesome. That's exactly what I figured you were going to say.
You're welcome.
Rob, give us your shitty haiku.
Oh! All right. This one is called Lost Time. Memories erased. Jason doesn't know sci-fi. Drinking does the same thing.
Oh, God damn it.
That's the best haiku you've ever written, man.
You
High
forget
five.
what happened last week or last night when you go on a bender.
Oh, who's got
Basically what it
awards?
was. It was a bender.
Dude, Rob, I want to shake your hand. I know you're not supposed to. I want to shake your hand. I will risk the Rona to shake your hand
Awesome.
because that haiku was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Rob, who's got your black lung?
I gave it to Mary for the super strong stoned effect that she had, and she knew she was stoned, and yet she was still stoned and sticking around. And I'm stoned. Oh my God, I'm so stoned.
Oh my God, I'm so stoned.
I mean, that's constantly. It's like, okay, we get it. Damn.
James?
I'm actually giving it to the Incredible Hulk because he was stoned and he was trying to have sex and stoned and trying not to lose this guy in his own memories. How does that even work? It's not even science fiction. It's just fiction. Fuck. It's not even, there's no medical science. I lost him. I don't know where he's at. What? He's in his head. Shut the fuck up. This is stupid. Dumb movie.
Oh.
What's yours?
So mine's going to go to Stan too for cracking out the weed while he was working.
Wait, do you think he cracked
that
out
the
the weed,
Incredible
or
Hulk?
did she crack out the weed?
No, I think he and what's his face were stoned before she got there.
No.
Yes, because whenever they were talking, it was the scene before she even got there. They were talking about him. There was a blip on the screen or something.
Drinking.
Well, they were drinking, but then they were talking about him stealing Clementine's panties. He goes, "Man, you can't do that." And then they both started cracking up over it like they were, baked.
Yeah, I think that's a stretch. Frodo, I didn't see Frodo smoking any weed. But I saw the Incredible Hulk and Mary Jane. They were
smoking to Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was high before Mary Jane got there.
Okay.
All right.
James, who's got your head lush?
My head lush goes to Mary Jane because she came in and she wanted whiskey or she wanted liquor. She didn't want beer. She wanted liquor. That's what it was.
Okay, Rob.
And so
drank his whole stash.
Yeah, she did.
Head lush goes to Stan for drinking on the job. Not only drinking on the job, but they bring their own brewskis.
Right, a cooler full of them.
Yes.
So mine's going to go to Clementine because I don't think there were very many scenes where she wasn't drinking. In fact, she was even drinking as, when she was somebody else. In his memory, she was having a cocktail before 5 in the 60s, which was apropos.
But she was also showing panties.
That's true. She was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
It's kind of weird. She was. Never mind.
No.
Go
Go
ahead and say it because she was showing her panties to a 4-year-old.
A 4-year-old who was also like a 40-year-old. So yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. I don't know how you prosecute that, but somebody probably should.
All right, Rob, who's got your player?
I gave it to Patrick for stalking the shit out of Tangerine.
That's really creepy, but okay, James.
Wow.
Well, okay, he basically used. Let me rephrase that. I gave it to Patrick for using all the information that he learned from Joel.
You're not helping the creepy thing.
Yeah, for gaslighting Clementine.
No, Tangerine, not Clementine. Tangerine.
Is it who?
Clementine's pet name, apparently.
No, yeah, I know, but who's the guy? What was his name?
Patrick.
He's
That was
called him
Frodo.
Yeah.
Frodo.
Okay.
Frodo.
Yeah, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, James.
He had some wicked sideburns, though.
Here's who I want to give it to. I almost gave it to Mary Jane because, like, she just absolutely forced herself onto God's gunslinger. And if you don't get that reference, go watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Oh my God, that was a fucking pullback.
Yeah, I love that movie. And he was awesome as the priest in that movie. But I am going to give it to God's gunslinger instead because I think everything he did was pretty unethical. And when his wife found out that he was having an affair with Mary Jane, he decided to talk her into, I think that's how that worked. Is he talked her into erasing her memories just so that he could get in her pants again. It'd be like the first time for her.
I don't think that was his motivation, but I do think he was the one who convinced her to have her memory wiped.
Yeah.
I don't think it was all her idea because at the end he said, this is, we agreed, or when it was on the tape, we agreed that this was for the best.
Yeah, interesting side note, though, in the script, apparently Mary was pregnant.
Oh, that's right.
Had an abortion as well.
Yeah.
All
right. So my player,
I did some research,
but why? I don't understand why.
Because I don't know.
My player is going to go to Joel because he fights really hard to keep his memories of Clementine, and then even goes after her, runs after her after his memories are wiped to try the relationship over again. Convinces her to stay.
That's not being a player. That's just trying to hold on to someone you love. That is the antithesis.
That's being
of a player.
Pathetic.
Yeah, that's being a sad little beta cuck. Like, let's just not do that. And instead, I'm changing your award to Mary Jane
No.
for forcing herself
No, you're not.
on God's Gunslinger.
You're not.
I've done it. I've done
No,
it.
that is not. That is not who's getting my player award. So fuck
Done. I already gave it
right
to
the
her.
fuck off.
Wow. I don't think you're going to be invited back next week.
I don't think so either.
I think
This might be
we're
my
going to
last
have
status.
2 whole new co-hosts next week. So definitely tune in to see who makes the cut. Purple Hippo. James, who's got yours?
Mine's going to go to Fire Marshal Bill because he was in his own head for the whole movie.
Yeah. Rob?
Yeah. Went to Joel for reliving his memories.
Yep.
And figuring it out. And yeah.
Yeah, 3 for 3. I'm giving in mine to Joel for the same reason. That was pretty easy.
Yeah.
All right. Next
what are we
Do we
doing
get to
next
pick a
week?
movie that's actually sci-fi this time?
No, it's user choice for the next 2 episodes.
Damn it.
Which one are we doing? Which Patreon scrub are we doing?
Wow. These people give us money and you're like, they're
Yeah,
fucking
no
scrubs.
shit.
Well, what did they choose?
Well, so
I know one of them was Ender's Game.
next week,
okay.
That's not bad.
next week we are going to discuss the movie where an alien overlord plans to blow up the Earth. But first, he snatches and proposes to marry an Earthman's wife. This stars Terry Garr, Jeffrey Jones, and John Lovitz.
Fucking 80s movie?
No, it's actually
80s.
1992.
It might as well be in the 80s.
Were you not born yet, Rob?
What the
I was-
fuck?
I was born earlier. Mom and Dad Saved the Universe. Is
Mom
that
and
the one we're
Dad
doing?
Saved the World.
Whatever.
1992. Directed by
the
Greg
sequel
Beeman.
planned. Yeah, the planned sequel was Save the Universe, but John Lovitz wanted more money.
You know,
I don't know if
fuck
that's true. I
ton
just like John
more
Lovitz.
about this movie than I do.
He just made it up
I just made it
Oh,
up.
on the fly.
Did you never watch this movie?
no, I've never seen this movie.
I've never seen it either.
There was a time when Terry Garr.
Oh,
man.
super hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Young Frankenstein. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like hotter than Christina Hendricks. Sorry, baby. And hotter than Jerry Ryan. Sorry, sweetheart. But fucking Terry Garr. Back in the day. I'm saying. I get the player award. I'm taking it away.
awkward.
I'm taking your player award away from Mary Jane. And I'm giving it to me.
Yeah.
For,
Yeah, no, you're not.
Macking on Terry Garr.
All right.
Is she still alive and kicking?
Terry Garr? I think so, yeah.
All right.
I think
You
I've
want me to
seen
find
her in
you an old
something
wrinkly
not
picture?
too long ago.
No, I don't. Thanks for the offer, though.
No, I don't mind.
No,
Working on it
I
now.
know you don't. I know you don't.
Working on it as we speak. Holy shit. No. Here you go. There you go. Let me get you this. Let me,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
hold on.
I'm
let's
waiting.
see.
Like I'm sitting here waiting.
I know you are.
I've got the lotion right here.
There you go. Posted.
No, thank you.
You sure?
Although, you know what? Yeah, no, you know what? It's the same. It's the Carrie Fisher rule. It's the Carrie Fisher rule. You're still, you know, doing it with Princess Leia. I'm still doing it with Terry Garr. Like that's a win. It's a win.
All right. Well, that's all we've
Young
got
Terry
for
Garr.
this week. Tune in next week with our 2 new co-hosts where we'll be talking about Mom and Dad Save the World. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Podcrawl music is Snack Mix by Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord. On Twitter at @Sidus_podcast, or you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. And if you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter and get to choose your own movie that we review by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon. Be sure to visit Creative Brain Candy for more great shows and other creative works at creativebraincandy.com. And for this week, I'm Jason.
Barely. No, not even barely. Not sci-fi.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I can we watch Metropolis instead? Or better yet, can I hire these assholes to come in and take the memory of me watching this shit show out of my head?
Maybe this was Metropolis too.
And we'll talk
All
to
right,
you
I'm
next
okay with
week.
that.
memory remains.